So Formula One, the 2026 season starts on Sunday. When the lights go out, the hype goes, the BS goes, the prediction goes, everything goes. You put your helmet on, and it's game on when the lights go out on Sunday in Melbourne for 2026. Um, it's obviously Australia is usually a very cracking, very fascinating, very compelling, and crazy race. Um, yeah, it's difficult to say who could win because you look at the four teams, the big four teams. For sure, they have a chance to win. You look at Mercedes, they have a chance to win with the pace they show, and for sure they are. There's a big expectation on them to deliver the season to win one of the championships this season, or even both championships. McLaren, they're the reigning champion, and they have the reigning world champion in driver of Lando Norris, and they are written off a little bit by some people, but they're the reigning champion and they got the Mercedes engine, and you can't discount them out. And I think they also have a chance to win today. It wins this weekend. With Oscar Piastri, he's going to be very motivated to do well in his home race this weekend. Considering last season where he was competing for the win with Lando, but came short towards the end and made some mistakes, so he'll be very motivated to put it right this time. Ferrari, they looked quite good in testing, and obviously Ferrari historically they have a very strong record in Australia, even though in the years where they were not competitive in terms of winning or competing or winning championships, they were still able to do well in Australia. They have a chance to win this weekend. I really think so. Red Bull Verstappen, they can win as well. I mean, if it's gonna rain, but it's most likely it's gonna be dry on Sunday, so it should be a very, very, very interesting race on Sunday. Especially not only the new season starts with the new regulation change, the first race of this regulation change, how the driver is gonna adapt to it, how the teams are gonna adapt to it, how the teams will go about it, and the drivers will go about it with the race start, which has been a lot of questions about it. The overtaking situation, will it be easier or difficult than the other regulation? With how the driver is going to manage battery, it's going to be a very, very fascinating weekend, especially in the race on Sunday. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. You look at not only the top four teams, you look at the other teams. You look at Haas. I think they should be the best of the rest. Or maybe Alpine, because Alpine have been looking very, very, very strong. So Alpine or Haas is going to be the best of the rest. And then you look at the likes of VCAR, you look at the likes of Williams, the likes of Audi, the likes of Cadillac, not Aston Martin. I mean, what an embarrassing situation they are in right now. What an embarrassing situation. For them to even only attend to formation lap, and then there's even rumours they're not going to even be in the run for the first 4 or 5 races. I mean, that's absolutely embarrassing. If it was a team let's say in 2011, for example in Hispania in 2011, they missed Australian Grand Prix 2011. I remember that. If it was this kind of teams with low budget and they don't have much resources to build a car, etc., I kind of understand it, even though it's embarrassing. But for Aston Martin, the budget, the resources, the quality of the designers they have, like Adrian Newey, a quality of a driver like Alonso, the facilities, the resources, the money, everything, the brand, and in the end you can't even participate in the first 5 races because of your engine failures and reliability issues and all that kind of stuff. Listen, testing is about testing, right? And you can have problems in testing. Even the big teams, Mercedes and Red Bull, had some power unit issues. But Aston Martin to be something like 5 seconds off and having this so many reliability issues, and you are that bad really? You are really that bad? Like, it's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. How Alonso is feeling. Alonso is really, really upset. You know, you could clearly see in Bahrain where he was throwing gloves. I already saw. I mean, listen, Adrian is a fantastic designer, but like, he has a history of building fragile cars. There's a reason why Red Bull went 6 years without winning a trophy. Like, Adrian is a fantastic designer, but I mean, I don't remember a bad situation like this where he suffered before. Yeah, he's had some difficulties before, but I don't think he's suffered as bad as this, where your team cannot even participate in the first 5 races because of this, issues you have. That's embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. So it's not looking good. I mean, and by the way, if they don't turn it around, as quickly as possible, don't be, I wouldn't be surprised if Aston Martin finished bottom of the constructors. I'm deadly serious. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish bottom of the constructors. That's how bad they are this season. That's how bad things are looking there. And if they don't turn it around very quickly, they could even finish bottom of the constructors. I'm deadly serious. So it's not looking good. And for Lawrence Stroll, I mean, he must be shaking his head. He must be shaking. He's be like, really? I spent so much money for this? And why did Aston Martin change the engine from Mercedes to Honda? Why? Honda has a habit of not starting the new regulation change well. Why did you change that? Why? Why did you do that? A decision that didn't make any sense. Absolutely didn't make any sense at all. At all. So, tough times ahead for Aston Martin. Tough times. But in terms of the race, I mean, it's unlikely it's going to be raining. Very unlikely. But for sure there's going to be chaos. For sure there's going to be chaos. I'm pretty sure of that. Especially in the restart. It's going to be very chaotic. And how many drivers do I think can fight for the win? I think Mercedes can fight for the win. I think Russell can fight for the win. I think Antonelli might have a chance as well. I really think so. Both drivers at Ferrari, I think they might have a chance as well. Verstappen, I think he has a chance of winning. I think 2 drivers from McLaren, of course, they have a chance to win. I think this could be. I think this win, it could be a battle for between the 7 drivers. I really think so, because first of all, it's a new regulation change, and it's very difficult to say, because even if you do well over a whole weekend of a qualifying, you can have problems in the race start, and that's it. You're finished, done and dusted. So it's very difficult to say who's going to win this weekend, because not only you have to do well in terms of the race start, you have to also have some battery management, do some well in qualifying, and not only the teams have to adapt well to the new regulation in terms of the driving style, but also the drivers have to do really well. The drivers, not only the teams, the drivers have to do really well adapt well with this regulation change. So it's gonna be fascinating. It's really difficult to say who's gonna win this weekend. It's really difficult. I think maybe the most likely one is, in my opinion, is Oscar Piastri, but only because it's his home race and he's going to be motivated after last season. What happened last season? That's the only reason I can say, and not like a clear, specific reason. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to say who's going to win and who's going to get pole position, because I think the fight is going to be between 4 teams, and there's not like a huge gap between the 4 teams. Yeah, you could say Mercedes and pace are better than Red Bull, but it's not. The gap is not huge, is it? It's not huge. So it can be a very, very interesting race. It can be a very crazy race. Crazy, and obviously Australia is always crazy, always. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen. My prediction, I think pole position. I think Leclerc will get it. but only because he's good in qualifying. That's it. Um, and Ferrari usually do well in Australia. Whereas the race prediction, I think Piastri will win, second Leclerc, and third Verstappen. I think first Piastri because it's obviously his home race, second Leclerc because I think he's going to do well in qualifying, and third place Max Verstappen because I think Verstappen will always find a way to get the podium no matter what. So yeah, I think it's. But again, you cannot write off Russell. You cannot write off the current world champion. You cannot write off Antonelli. You cannot write off Lewis Hamilton. Um, I only see those three in the podium because I just say for the sake of it. I don't like give a clear specific reason because I don't have it because it's a new regulation change. Things can change very quickly. It's a new season. Race start is going to be very crucial. It's very difficult to predict who's going to do it. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to the race. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. I'm really sure of it. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time. Goodbye.